Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
After a line of storms passed through the state line earlier, things have been a little bit on the clearer side back behind it, although we are still left with a couple of isolated showers now developing north of Freeport, and those will likely pass through the state line as we head over the next few hours, possibly continuing through sunset before eventually fading away into the night. Temperature-wise, we're still in the 70s for some spots, 73 in DeKalb, but rebounding to 81 in Janesville, now back to 83 in Rockford, 80 in Rochelle. 80 degrees also out in Galena. As we head through the evening, we'll continue to see more comfortable air spill into the area as temperatures drop back down to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, we're only making it back to the 70s, much more refreshing air mass overhead. I'll let you know how long that cooler weather sticks around before we see a rebound to heat and humidity coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
A major update regarding leadership at a state line school district. The future of Superintendent Dr. Aaron Jarrett.
Plus, the Belvidere City Council votes on its grocery tax, how much money you could save by shopping in the city.
And a date is set for the trial of a Joliet man. The fatal shooting in Rockford, he's accused of being behind.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here.
Tonight at 5, the Hononegah School District is getting a new superintendent. The board will head into closed session in about an hour to discuss a potential candidate.
Eyewitness News has confirmed Rockford Public School Superintendent Dr. Aaron Jarrett is seeking that role. Dr. Jarrett was a former teacher and principal at Hononegah. He's been in Rockford for 13 years as superintendent, but he's leaving at the end of this upcoming school year. I spoke with him earlier this summer in a one-on-one interview about what's next after Rockford.
I still want to be a superintendent, and Rockford is a really special place for me, but there are other opportunities that I'm sure will present themselves in time, and I'm ready to seek something different.
We spoke one-on-one also with the Hononegah School Board present tonight. He says that board is looking for someone who can maintain the expectations set by outgoing Superintendent Mike Dugan.
We have a program in place that does a very good job preparing our students for what they do, whatever it is, after they get out of high school. And we want to continue doing that. We owe it to our students, we owe it to our taxpayers, we owe it to our parents. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Eyewitness News reporter Ann Weil will be at the meeting tonight. She was on us live from Hononegah, coming up at 6.
We have an update on a recently announced cell phone policy at a state line school district. We told you on Monday the Oregon School District is partnering with the tech company Yondr to provide all students with lockable pouches to stow their phones in during classes. It's part of their district-wide cell phone policy. Today, they released updated disciplinary guidelines to go along with the ban. The first time a student takes a phone out in class will result in up to 4 hours of Saturday school and a parent conference. A second offense will result in a 3-day out-of-school suspension, and a third offense will be a 5-day suspension. Additionally, a damaged Yondr pouch will result in a $30 fee. Towns and cities across the state line are deciding if they'll continue the state's 1% grocery tax when it expires at the end of the year. Rockford City Council voted to continue it. Belvedere's council voted no during this week's committee meeting.
So we wanted to know how much people in Rockford would actually save if they traveled to Belvidere to get groceries. Eyewitness reporter Tyler Sorensen joins us now. Tyler, what did you find out?
Yeah, Mimi, Wendell, while this is not the final vote, if it is not extended, shoppers would save $1 for every $100 in groceries in Belvidere, something that is good for some, but not worth the hassle for others.
You know, the city of Belvidere is going to do just fine without it, and, I think it's the right thing to do.
Belvidere's Mayor Clinton Morris doesn't want to continue a 1% tax on groceries in 2026. Governor J.B. Pritzker is eliminating it, but cities can decide to add it on their own. While the 1% may seem small, it can still help those who need it most.
They have to eat, and so the grocery tax, to me, is not a very good tax. it creates hardship.
Some, though, say the convenience of shopping wherever closer is easier, tax or not. The Aldi on East State Street in Rockford to the Aldi in Belvedere is at 7 miles, which will cost you around 98 cents in gas to save $1 on your $100 bill. And if you shop at Walmart, the Belvedere location and the one on Walton Drive in Rockford is 12 miles apart, or more than $1.50 in gas. But Mayor Morris wants to make sure the necessities are being had for the people of Belvedere.
I just think that, groceries are probably one thing above all that people, rely on. And if we don't have to tax them, we shouldn't.
Now, the City Council will make their final decision on whether or not to continue the 1% grocery tax during its upcoming meeting this Monday. Mimi and Wendell.
All right, thanks, Tyler. The National Weather Service announced today Rockford's weather radio station is offline.
So the Weather Service says it went off the air due to a technical issue, and it's working to get the service restored as soon as possible. With today's weather in the state line, the Weather Service advised using alternative transmitters until it's restored. You can find more information on our website, mystateline.com. Due to the reported risk of severe weather, speaking of, Rockton River Market is canceled tonight. Organizers made an announcement on social media this morning, citing concerns over safety. The River Market is held every Wednesday over the summer at Settlers Park.
An update on the case of a Janesville man accused of killing his 8-year-old sister. 22-year-old Davion Lathrop was found unfit to stand trial by a Rock County judge. Lathrop is charged with murder and hiding a corpse. In March of last year, police responded to a report of a missing child in Fulton. Court filings claim Lathrop's adopted father left him in charge of watching the 8-year-old, but she was nowhere to be found when he returned home a few hours later. Investigators say they eventually found the girl's body with multiple stab wounds inside the family's home. Lathrop was committed to the Department of Health Sciences for treatment.
The trial date is now set for the man charged in a deadly Rockford shooting back in 2021. 21-year-old Amari Wraith from Joliet is expected to go before a judge on December 15th. He's charged with first-degree murder. In March of 2021, police responded to Division Street and found a 20-year-old with gunshot wounds who later died at the hospital. Now, Wraith, who was 17 at the time, was arrested and charged as an adult. He is in the Winnebago County Jail tonight.
An Illinois lawmaker announces his intention to seek another term. State Senator Andrew Chesney announced his re-election campaign today. The Republican represents Illinois' 45th district, which includes several state-line counties. He's the first and only state senator in Illinois Freedom Caucus and has strongly voiced his support for President Trump's policies. The primary election is next March, and the general election is the following November. Winnebago County Clerk Lori Gummo announced she'll run for re-election next year. The Republican has served as clerk since 2018. In a statement, Gummo said in part, quote, "My goal is to always work together and make sure that we all have the best interests of our constituents in mind when we make decisions."
A new partnership between two state-line YMCAs is underway.
When we come back, an inside look at the agreement, hoping to strengthen the operations.
And coming up tonight at 6, Building a Better Future for Kids Statewide, a look at the new tool working to address trauma.
Our high temperature made its way to 87 degrees before those storms rolled through. We've since rebounded back to the low 80s, but a much more refreshing air mass in place for tomorrow. I'll let you know where our temperatures will be and how long that'll stick around coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Lever, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
A new partnership between a Rockford and Belvedere nonprofit aims to better serve both communities.
Eyewitness News reporter Blake Dietz spoke with leaders from both YMCAs today. And Blake, how will this help the Belvedere branch?
Yeah, leaders from the Belvedere Family YMCA tell me that they were struggling with membership as well as providing adequate services to the area. With their future at risk, this new partnership is expected to bring a brighter tomorrow. Sherry Dollinger took over as the CEO of the Belvedere Family YMCA 3 years ago. She says during that time, she noticed the Y's declining impact as well as membership. So they conducted a national assessment, and one suggestion for improvement was to partner with a neighboring Y. The YMCA of Rock River Valley was the obvious choice. CEO Brent Pentenberg says it's about preserving the nonprofit for years to come.
When we look at partnerships with the Belvedere Family YMCA and the YMCA of the Rock River Valley, throughout all of this is going to provide us an additional opportunity to really expand those resources and those services, and that is what's pretty exciting as we reimagine the future of the Y and what it could mean to our communities.
Now I'll have more from Belvedere Y's director on what she expects from the partnership. That's coming up in the full story at 6. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Blake. A state-line mental health organization holds what it calls a Care Collective Drive today.
NAMI Northern Illinois spent the day gathering essential items to give to community members in need, including diapers, baby formula, soap, toothpaste, and more. Although today's inaugural drive ended at 3 this afternoon, organizers encourage donations at any time.
And donations started pouring in on last week, and today is not the end. We want to continue this initiative so people can come in and donate to NAMI at any time.
NAMI Northern Illinois offers mental health care to those who need it free of charge. We got some storms today, but those mostly have cleared.
When we come back, Jordan tells us when we can expect cooler temperatures. His forecast coming up next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, thunderstorms rolled through the state line earlier, producing some severe thunderstorm warnings, especially down to the south of Rockford, and then a couple tornado warnings in southern Wisconsin. The bulk of that storm activity now either well out to our east or still up to our north in Wisconsin. Back behind it, we have a few of these isolated showers that have developed with some pockets of some steadier rain. And you can see that with the darker cloud off in the distance with our Mercy Health SkyTrack camera out in Freeport, brought to us by the Rockford Career College. Aside from those isolated showers, things generally stay fairly dry here this evening. And again, very isolated in nature, so most in the state line will end up dry for the rest of the night. But we can't rule out that isolated shower or two passing through roughly as we head through the overnight or the evening hours tonight. So after sunset, things clearing out as far as our rain goes. Temperature-wise, we've already rebounded back behind that initial wave of storms. Back to 83 now in Rockford, 82 in Rochelle, 83 out in Freeport, still 74 in DeKalb, 72 in Woodstock, and 74 elsewhere. Weather watcher Terry in Genoa reporting 73 degrees, 72 his dew point. A southerly wind at about 9 miles per hour and 1/3 of an inch of rain for him. A brief downpour also reported by Gene in DeKalb, reporting a temperature now of 75 degrees, 92% humidity, and an 11-mile-per-hour wind. Temperatures will continue to fall here through the evening tonight. We'll maintain a mostly cloudy sky as what's shown up with our SkyTrack camera from earlier, 65, that overnight low. Aside from that isolated shower roughly through sunset, things will stay dry as we head through the night tonight. We'll rebound only to 74 for tomorrow. This is a temperature you typically expect to see during some overnight lows when it's really hot and humid, but this is the high temperature for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies, seasonably cool, that northerly wind helping to keep things feeling cool and refreshing, especially given the time of year when we normally expect to see high temperatures about the mid-80s as opposed to the mid-70s. There's that cooler air mass dropping in with that northerly wind going through the night tonight and going into tomorrow. Mid-60s for the overnight lows tonight. Mid-70s for some tomorrow, and some spots in Wisconsin may even stay in the low 70s for tomorrow, but it's a pretty short-lived cooler air mass as we're back near the 80-degree mark on Friday, and we'll start to see this ridge of high pressure begin to build in over the weekend and going into early next week. That ridge of high pressure will bring some much warmer temperatures our way as we head into the middle of next week, along with a significant rise in our humidity. But before we get there, it will bring some storm activity our way, as we'll have this pattern that sets up where we have a series of storm systems that will travel over the edge of that ridge, bringing at least scattered storm activity our way as we head through Saturday, Sunday, and going into Monday before that heat and humidity really builds in. 74 degrees for Thursday, 79 for Friday. That chance for some storms starting Friday night and into Saturday. Back to the low 80s, then mid-80s on Monday. And then we're talking the upper 80s, close to that 90-degree mark with that humidity Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thank you, Jordan.
Scott's next with sports.
Former Cubs great Ryne Sandberg has a message for his fans about his battle with cancer.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Usually Major League Baseball All-Star games don't do a lot for me. The action often doesn't meet my expectations, but last night was the exception. thanks to the home run swing-off in the presence of ex-Cub Kyle Schwarber. The swing-off was used as a tiebreaker to decide the winning team because the game is tied after 9 innings. Schwarber was one of 3 National Leaguers picked to take 3 swings for the fences. He nailed all 3 of them. To me, this swing-off was far and away the most exciting and compelling portion of the entire night. So compelling that I almost hope every future All-Star game ends in a tie. Schwarber has a knack for coming through in clutch moments. We've seen it. He did a lot to raise his profile last night nationally. He was named the MVP. Here's how he described the swing-off.
Interesting, a little nervous. I think the first swing was kind of the big one. I was just trying to hit a line drive versus try to hit the home run. It's going to be something that you can hold on to for forever, but hopefully it'll be a cool moment there for the Phillies for a little while.
Well, there's no baseball again until Friday, so what do we watch tonight? How about the ESPYs, huh? They're going to be happening at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Comedian Shane Gillis will be the host. ESPN folks and top athletes will be announcing the award winners. The Male Athlete of the Year is between 4 guys: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Saquon Barkley, Shohei Ohtani, and Josh Allen. You can see the ESPYs right here on WTVO at 7 o'clock. Cubs legend Ryne Sandberg is once again battling cancer. Last August, he announced that he was cancer-free, but today on social media, he provided an update stating that he has been once again undergoing treatment for cancer. He says it's been a few challenging months, but he is continuing to fight, and he's prioritizing time with those people who are closest to him by making the most of every day. Hey, congratulations to NIU head football coach Thomas Hammock. Last night, he was inducted into the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. Hammock was the star running back in high school in Fort Wayne in the late 90s. He was a 2-time first-team All-State selection. He also was a heck of a wrestler. He finished 3rd in the state twice in that sport. Former Packers kicker Mason Crosby will be hosting a celebrity softball game at Beloit's ABC Supply Stadium, the home of the Sky Carp, 1 week from this Sunday. It's being called the State Line Border Brouhaha. Now, I had a chance to visit with Crosby yesterday through Zoom. We talked about the softball event and his days with the Packers. I'll bring you a portion of that tonight here after the ESPYs and on our Fox 39 News at 9. That's sports. We'll be right back.
It's going to be kind of nice to go from today's really hot weather to tomorrow being below average.
Right, and we haven't had a whole lot of those days, so this is something that at least I'm going to enjoy. I don't know about the heat lover there, Wendell over there, but the heat and humidity, you like that, so we'll get to that at the end of the week.
Okay.
We got a little bit of everything.
Something for everyone.
Something for everybody on the 7-day forecast. Unfortunately, it does come with some more storm chances as we head into the weekend and beyond, but our storms from today clearing out to the east on the First Warn Interactive Radar from Rockford Glass. And we're a couple of isolated showers now to the north and northwest of Rockford will continue to fizzle out as we head towards sunset. Only 74 for tomorrow. We are dry but cloudy, 79 degrees for Friday. Scattered storm chances return Friday night into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then the heat and humidity building back in. High temperatures near 90 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at 6.